it's going to be hard, really hard sometimes, but that you're stronger than you think, and so is your child.
Hey friends, and welcome back to another episode of The Hero's Journey, Life Beyond the Diagnosis. I'm Brianna Baskerville.
And I'm Brianna Gallegos, and we're so glad you're here.
Before we dive in, we wanted to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Rental Ranch, located at 1578 West 29th Street North in Wichita, Kansas. Rental Ranch offers trusted equipment rentals and sales to help with everything from weekend projects to large-scale jobs. Visit them at rentalranchwichita.com to learn more. We're so grateful for their support and in helping us bring these important stories to life.
Today we are so honored to sit down with an incredible mom, advocate, and fierce warrior, Chelsea Weller. Chelsea is the proud mother of hero Emilia, a beautiful little girl who faces life with courage and light despite the daily challenges of hydrocephalus, cerebral palsy, and complex GI issues.
In this episode, we'll talk about what it's like to navigate the medical world, celebrate every little victory, and find strength in the toughest moments. Chelsea's story is one of resilience, love, and unwavering hope, and we can't wait for you to hear it.
Welcome, Chelsea.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about Amelia and what makes her special and unique?
Yes, so Amelia is a bright and joyful 5-year-old who really lights up every room that she walks into. She's the kid that has never really met a stranger.
That's so true.
Yeah, she's always ready with a hug and a smile and stories for everybody. She loves Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah.
And being around other people just in general.
So she's a Swiftie?
She's a Swiftie. Mm-hmm. Yes, she's a big Swiftie. She really likes just to connect with others. She's very open-hearted, really full of life. She's just happy to be here. So, yeah.
What are some of her favorite things? Toys, music, routines that bring her joy?
She is all about imagination, singing, and dancing. Like I said, she loves Taylor Swift. If you put Taylor Swift on, she is so happy. She likes to just play pretend stuff like her ice cream shop and doctor, and she likes having spa days. So
she's a girly girl.
She is. Yeah, she is a very big girly girl.
If Emilia could talk and tell the world one thing about herself, what do you think she would say?
I actually asked her yesterday, and she said she would say she loves to play and be silly. So,
aww.
Yeah.
When did you first learn about her diagnosis, and what did those early days look like?
Okay, so we first learned about Amelia's hydrocephalus at her 4-month-old checkup. Her pediatrician had noticed some concerns with her soft spot that was bulging in her head size, and she was having some concerning symptoms prior to this, and so he ended up getting her in for an emergency CT scan, and then the next day she actually had her first brain surgery because the CT scan showed that she had hydrocephalus. At about 6 months old, she developed staphylococcal meningitis from her shunt. Yeah. And she spent about a month to 6 weeks in the PICU on a lot of antibiotics and an external drain because she was pretty sick. After that, she did end up getting some brain damage from the staph, from the meningitis, and ended up getting diagnosed with epilepsy and cerebral palsy. And then things kind of, just developed over time after that. She's had 15 brain surgeries now.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
In 5 years.
Yeah, well, yeah, so that was in a 2.5-year time span.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, because her shunt's 3 years old next month. So it's been doing pretty good. But after her last brain surgery, that one was one of our scariest ones because she ended up coding from the pressure buildup in her brain.
Oh, wow, that's scary.
Yeah, and now she has 2 shunts, and after that last brain surgery, she started like having pretty like significant GI issues where her GI tract just kind of wasn't working anymore.
Is it normal to have 2 shunts?
No, usually people only need 1, but she had scar tissue from the meningitis and from just so many like surgeries because she's had a lot of shunt issues, and it's not normal to even have that many shunt issues. She's just kind of like one of the outlier cases. It does happen. It's just not super common.
So she's pretty complex.
Yes, yeah.
She sounds like she's getting more and more complex.
Yes, I know. I feel like that sometimes. But yeah, so after her last one, she started having the GI issues and just was like losing a lot of weight. She wasn't like, she kind of stopped eating. They put a feeding tube in to try to help. And she still like wasn't considered to be like thriving.
Mm-hmm. And she was how old at this time?
This was when she was 3.5. So they admitted her and we spent a little over 2 months in the hospital. They started her on IV nutrition because they found out she had malabsorption. She wasn't able to absorb any of the fats and carbs that she was eating, or like vitamins and stuff. All of her vitamin panels and stuff were really low. So they started her on TPN. It was supposed to be short term, but here we are 2 years later and we're still on TPN. But she's thriving now. She's gained a lot of weight and she's doing a lot better than she was 2 years ago. So now we're just kind of working on trying to see if we can eventually get her off TPN. And going from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had an event last weekend. Was it last weekend for Freedom House?
Yeah,
2 weekends ago.
Yeah, a couple weekends ago.
We take the kids horseback riding at another local nonprofit. And for the last several years, Amelia is usually so sick or in the hospital that she misses most of our events. But she was able to make it to this one. And she had a lot of fun.
Yes, she was having a blast.
She came up and gave me and Stephanie like a really big hug on the way out, and it like melted our hearts and made like everything totally worth it. And Stephanie's pretty new, so like that was like her first experience with like a hero kid. So it like she was hook, line, and sinker after that.
She won't forget it. I know that.
Thank you, Amelia. Stephanie's gonna work twice as hard after meeting Amelia.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you guys like navigate this as a family?
One of the biggest challenges we faced day to day is like unpredictability, especially with like hospital stays and stuff. And so we kind of just have to do like a balancing act of doing stuff to protect her, but also still like being active as a family and spending as much time together as we can when we have it.
How has Amelia surprised or inspired you throughout her medical journey?
Her resilience and strength has really blown us all away, not just me, but our whole family and like people that we know who kind of know like what she's going through. You really wouldn't even know anything she had gone through just by looking at her because she's just so happy and smiling all the time and very like full of life. She doesn't even like fear like doctors and hospitals, which is surprising.
That's a blessing. That's
I know,
not always the case.
Yeah.
Just her strength is honestly like it just blows us all away.
Yeah, she's definitely one of the strongest kids I've ever met.
Yeah, so.
And that speaks a lot to you, too.
Yeah. It gets a little bit difficult sometimes, but I feel like we have gotten a lot better.
You guys handle it really well. You do it with grace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of your family, tell us a little bit about your family and how Amelia's journey has shaped your family's dynamic or brought you guys closer.
Yes. So it's me and my husband, Brandon, and then I have a 13-year-old Braxton and an 11-year-old Maddie. And then Amelia, it's changed us in a lot of ways, but it's mostly brought us a lot closer. We've learned kind of not to take anything for granted, like the little things, like family dinners, a night at home, just those things in general. We just appreciate a lot more now. It's taught us to slow down and be more present and to cherish the time that we do have together.
So what does that normally look like a typical day with your family, the good, the stressful, and everything that kind of comes with that?
So we try to keep it as normal as possible, but it looks a little bit different for us. One of the biggest challenges for us is, I think, managing Amelia's TPN. Her IV bags are a little bit too heavy for her to carry around, so she has a person who has to kind of follow her around all day with her backpack. A lot of days include like doctor's appointments and therapy sessions. But between all that, we try to keep everything kind of light and joyful for our family and try to learn to manage the chaos of just everything that she has going on. Everyone's gotten really good about just
How long is she hooked up at a time?
Yeah.
18 hours.
Okay, so like...
Yeah, so we do 8 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
We just got down to 18 hours, though, so it's still kind of new for us.
You usually start at like 24 hours or something?
Yeah, so she was on 24 hours for a long time. This is actually the lowest amount of time we've gotten to so far. We keep having to, like, go back up. But we actually just switched care to Omaha, and they were able to get her hours down while keeping the same amount of like calories, which is really nice because they're very big on quality of life up there. Yeah.
That's where she goes for treatment, is Omaha?
Yes. Yeah. We go to the intestinal rehab transplant surgeon up there, and he's phenomenal.
And so the goal would be to continue lowering that time and getting that.
Yes. Our goal is to eventually come off TPN. We're still a couple years away. And you kind of just try to go down on IV nutrition while going up on like tube feeds or like eating actual food. That's been our biggest struggle, is her actually being able to handle
eating.
Yeah.
So how has Wichita's Littlest Heroes like impacted your family and Amelia's life?
I feel like the support that I've found through the organization has probably been the biggest help that we've had. I've met a lot of good friends who are going through similar situations as us, who have given me a lot of good advice and kind of just been there for me and my family while we're like kind of going through the trenches. Emilia really enjoys going to the events when she's able to. It makes her very happy, and the other kids enjoy it too.
When you like to come to some of the fundraisers, like you guys come to the bitchy bingos that we have.
Yes,
Mom's
we
night
enjoy
out.
the bingos and the mom's night out. And it's just kind of nice to get away from like the medical life for a little bit and go do something fun. Yeah. With others, especially like if we go with people who kind of know what we're going through. So
you said earlier, you talked about how your advice would be that you're not alone. And I feel like that speaks a lot to going to those moms nights, or I hear the other moms and you guys connecting on like TPN or things that you're commenting and helping other families too. Like you give that back to our families that need it.
Yes,
which is really
I've really tried to pay it forward with like the help that we've got to, especially newer families. I've met a couple newer families recently who are kind of going through similar things that Emilia started going through a couple years ago. And I'm trying to pay it forward because I've had a lot of help from Shauna, one of the other hero moms. And so I'm trying to just pay it forward a little bit at a time, the way she paid it forward to me when I really needed it a couple years ago.
It's really cool seeing you guys be able to support each other like that.
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome. What are some of the small or big victories that have meant the most to you as Amelia's mom?
I feel like one of the biggest moments for me was the first time that Emilia walked, because we really did not know if we would ever see that. The doctors weren't very optimistic at first, And so seeing that was a huge win for me and for everybody else. And now we just try to celebrate every little victory that she has or every milestone that she reaches, because it takes a lot for her to get there, and she works really hard to get there. So
How old was she?
she was 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's running around now. So yeah.
Didn't slow her down.
No.
You're keeping up with her.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes. I feel like I'm a lot older than I am, because she's so fast.
Yeah.
So
She's full of energy for sure.
oh yes.
What message do you hope to share with other families who are starting this journey or just at the beginning? What could you share with them?
I feel like I would say that it's going to be hard, really hard sometimes, but that you're stronger than you think, and so is your child. The early days can feel overwhelming and full of fear, but there's hope even when it doesn't feel like it, to try to take things one day at a time and celebrate the little wins, because they truly are big ones. Lean on your support system and ask for help when you need it, and trust your instincts as a parent. And don't forget to find joy along the way, because even in the hardest moments, joy is still there, and that you're not alone, and things do eventually get better.
That's beautiful. Well, Chelsea, thank you so much for sharing your heart and your journey and your beautiful Amelia with us today. Your strength and honesty are an inspiration. It's families like yours that remind us why this community matters so much. So Amelia is light, and it is clear that she was born to shine, even through life's toughest battles. So we're cheering you and your family on every step of the way. Thank you again for being here.
Well, before we wrap up today's episode, we want to take a moment to thank one of our amazing sponsors, Rental Ranch. Not only are they a trusted name for tool and equipment rentals here in Wichita, but they are also true community champions. Rental Ranch has been a generous supporter of Wichita's Littlest heroes, helping families like Amelia's feel seen, supported, and loved. We are excited to sit down with a representative from Rental Ranch to learn more about their heart for helping others.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about Rental Ranch and what you offer to the Wichita community?
Sure. Rental Ranch is a family-owned and operated outdoor power equipment business. We sell, service, rent, and sell parts for outdoor power equipment, anything from lawnmowers, trimmers, chainsaws, so on and so forth.
You have the fun stuff.
A little bit of everything. Yep. Especially if you have a big yard or gardenscape, things like that you like to get outside and do. We're kind of the one-stop shop for equipment for that.
Awesome.
So it was started by my grandfather in 1966, and then my dad and mother ran it, and then now I'm third generation owner.
Wow. That's
cool.
awesome. That's
so
awesome.
Some of the key things about what we offer is a family-focused environment. When people come in, you're not treated like a customer, right? Like everybody is truly a friend of ours or a family member to us.
You guys are really good at knowing names.
Yes. Yeah. We've got one employee specifically. He's been there 28 years, so he knows the equipment people have, their history, their family history, what their kids have done or are doing. So everybody, all the customers to us are like truly treated like family. They're not just a number that we try to shove out the door. So that's really important to us, that we build those relationships and not just dollars.
So really relationship focused.
Very much so, yes.
That's awesome.
Probably have people that have been coming in since before you were even here.
We have third generation customers.
That's awesome.
Coming in. We have people that come in. I remember coming in here with my grandpa, talking to your grandpa, that kind of thing, when I was just, 8-10 years old. So it's kind of cool, especially people that I grew up with, went to high school with. Now they're coming in as customers, spending money with us, and we're helping them with their equipment. And it's very neat to have that experience and that access to families like that.
Yeah. So tell us, why did Rental Ranch and you specifically, why did you guys decide to get involved with Wichita's Littlest Heroes?
Well, our family has always been really involved in some sort of giving back. My grandfather and his brother, so my great uncle, were real big into donating their time or their skills to certain organizations throughout their life. They lived through the Great Depression, World War II veterans, that kind of thing. And so they they're both, well, my grandfather's gone now, but were very involved in giving back. That passed down to my dad, and then my mother was just an all-around giver. Like, it didn't matter what it was. She was going to help you. She was going to give you whatever she could. She would donate her time, go read at the local elementary schools to the kids. And when she passed, my mother, and then I took over, I knew that I wanted to get involved in something and keep that going. That's important to our family. It always has been. And I wanted to find something local that impacted local families. My wife has been involved in nursing and healthcare all of her working life, and her biggest passion was working with the kids. When she worked at the pediatric ICU here in town for many, many years, and so it just kind of was a no-brainer to find a children's organization. And when I met you two and started learning more and more about what you guys do for the community, it was an easy choice. I knew that I wanted to be involved here. So it is a furtherance of some of what our family has always done, but more narrowly focused to our community and not a broad spectrum.
And we're really lucky that your wife, she recently just joined our board.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
now we
yeah. Yep.
more of that heart with us.
She gets more of that involvement, which helps her stay connected with the kids, and that to her, because she gets frustrated with the politics and the business side of healthcare, and she always cared most about actually helping the families and the kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
We're lucky to have her.
actually being a advocate for the family.
Yeah. Is there a moment or story that stands out to you from your involvement with Wichita's Littlest Heroes that really touched your team?
It was the first Bravery ball that we went to. After I met you guys, I got involved, and I just helped you guys haul some stuff to the Bravery ball. To me, it wasn't a big deal, right? Like, I hauled trailers and equipment, and I'm moving stuff around all the time. And so to be able to do that was an easy thing to give back. But once I was there and I saw more of how much impact you guys have with the heroes and their families, and then getting to meet the families, that just tugged at my heartstrings so much that it became obvious that I wanted to stay involved. So that's why we continue to support as much as we can.
Well, we appreciate it.
too.
And glad you guys come and are getting more involved, and really makes a difference and an impact in our organization.
We're excited.
Moving those things is a big deal for us. So
Yeah.
it seems easy to you, but it stresses us out because we couldn't do that without, your help. So
Yeah, yep, and we're excited to be back again this year. We've invited some of our friends. They're going to come and probably start getting involved as much as they
Yay.
can too, and just keep growing as time goes on. So we're excited to be back.
excited to have you. So for someone who's never rented equipment before, what is that process like, or even purchasing it with you guys? Because a lot of people just don't even know that you can do that.
Right. Well, it has to. The easiest way to answer that is just ask questions. Right. We are very welcoming for beginners or people that don't have any idea what they even need. We get people that call and they're, hey, I've got this problem. What do I do about it? Well, I think it would be this or that. Or so for rental, we ask that you call and try to reserve ahead of time. We do have a pretty good inventory of rental equipment, but if you just give us a call, or you can even text us, and if you know the equipment you're looking for, we can just easily get a reservation going. When you come in, we'll show you how to run it. We make the checkout process very easy. We're very transparent with our prices. Everything is very simple. We take it for granted because we're used to it.
Yeah.
But as far as somebody coming in for the first time, it's very easy, and we're going to go through as many times as you need how to run the equipment, the best uses of the equipment, and whatever tips and tricks we've learned throughout the years. We get people all the time, how do I plant grass? Well, we're not landscapers, but I know how to run the equipment, and we can get you pretty close.
And you service them too, correct?
Yes, yep. We service, obviously, our own rental equipment, but we are probably most of our business is sales and service. So we sell a whole wide array of equipment, from lawnmowers and handheld equipment to bigger skid steers and stump grinders and bigger equipment too. But we have a full service shop. We got 3 full-time mechanics that work hard at keeping everybody's equipment going as much as we can.
Yeah.
I kind of asked you that question.
Yeah. That was like segued right into our next question.
Well, share us a little bit more about what giving back to the community means to Rental Ranch. You shared that, but how does that work in with the mission and everybody else that's at Rental Ranch?
When I took over as owner when Mom passed, and then it was Dad, and then I was like half owner, and then the accountant was getting mad at us because it was a pain in the butt, and she said, "Hey, you got to take over. We got to quit doing this." Dad kind of wrote me a handwritten letter. It was pretty heartfelt, but at the very end of it, he had just a torn out piece of scratch paper, and it said the 6 principles of business. And the number 6, the very bottom line, written in all caps, the rest of it wasn't, was pay your civic virtue, right? Give back. Do what you can to help others. So we help the neighborhood organizations. We help some churches in the area, but giving back to that has always been one of his and Grandpa's big things, and then his and
core values.
Core values, yeah. That's one of our biggest things, is try to help the community as much as possible. While, yes, I could turn around and maybe make an extra $100 off someone, selling them something they don't need, that doesn't do anybody any good, right? Because I would rather them come back and say, "Hey, thanks for helping me out here." Over time, those customers, as a business owner, they're going to come back and spend more money, right? That's the point of business. But if we can give back as much as possible, then I just think it overall benefits everybody more.
Yeah.
If I can donate a rototiller to the neighborhood garden and they have it for 45 minutes to an hour, sure, I could turn around and charge them $100 to rent it, but that doesn't do any good. It's the same thing as giving back to or being involved in an organization like you guys. I don't care if I ever make $1 off of it. It's not about that to me. We're fortunate. We're blessed. We make payroll. We pay our bills. You know, if we can give a little bit back to help other people, then I think everybody should do that, because there's enough to go around for everybody. There's enough business for everybody.
Well, it makes a big impact with our families, and I think that, you know, being at the Bravery Ball, you get to see that. We really appreciate it.
For anybody listening or watching, if you haven't been, you've got to go. I mean, it is a very inspiring opportunity,
and it's fun too. Right?
It is fun.
Yeah, we have fun.
It's fun. Turnout's great. It's worth going.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Darren. We appreciate you coming in, your support, and everything that you do for us. So that's a wrap on today's episode of The Hero's Journey, Life Beyond the Diagnosis. We want to give a heartfelt thank you to Chelsea Weller for sharing her family's journey and allowing us to honor her amazing and strong daughter, Amelia. The story is a beautiful reminder of resilience and love that lives within our hero families.
And a huge thank you to our sponsor, Rental Ranch, Darren with Rental Ranch, for making this podcast possible. If you're in the Wichita area and need a source for equipment sales, service, or rental, Rental Ranch has you covered. You can reach them at 316-838-4211 or visit them at 1578 West 29th Street North. Of course, you can always just check them out at rentalranchwichita.com.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah.
All the things.
All the things.
Look at you go.
I got to leave here and go record a video for our social media. So
look at you.
Well, thanks so much for listening. Be sure to like, share, and follow Life Beyond the Diagnosis on your favorite platform. We'll see you next time, and we continue to celebrate strength, hope, and the everyday heroes in our community. Well, at Wichita's Littlest Heroes, we believe every child's story matters and every family deserves to be seen, supported, and celebrated. If today's episode moved you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a little hope. And until next time, keep showing up, keep believing, and knowing that you are never alone in this journey.